Hi, y'all. It's DJ Miss Eclectic, and you're tuned in to Rhema Gospel Express, where they're presenting men and women of God with the word and music of praise, believing and receiving and letting God be glorified. Don't touch that dial.
Accidents and injuries can happen when you least expect them. A serious personal injury can require extensive medical treatment, keep you from working, and result in stressful financial losses. Mack Injury Attorneys has a team of legal professionals that is ready to answer all your questions. Injuries happen under many different circumstances. It is important to have a knowledgeable accident and personal injury lawyer in Texas to evaluate your situation and determine whether you have the right to compensation for your losses. Don't let the insurance companies take advantage of you after an accident. Before you speak to anyone about selling your claim, you need to first consult with an attorney. Call now for a free consultation. Before you act, call Mack at 210-333-MACK or visit the website at 333mac.com. Mack Injury Attorneys are supporters of KROVFL.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your man J Dab out of Houston, Texas, with the KLMG Kingdom Life Music Group, man. And you are tuned in to the hottest gospel internet station in South Texas, KROVFM.com, on Rhema Gospel Express with Ambassador James Lockhart.
That's right. San Antonio and global listeners, you're tuned in to the hottest station in South Texas, right here. KROV. Thank you, J-Dab. Hey, in San Antonio right now, I have the man himself. Oh, yes, we're talking about an injury attorney. We're talking about the man who covers many areas in town, out of town, around town. Oh, he's all uptown. Oh, we're talking about Attorney Mack. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, San Antonio and the global world.
Yeah. Listen, Attorney Mack, we're going to jump right into this. Because there are yet still some people that have not heard of you, about you. So, you on the northeast side of San Antonio, Texas. Share with us, where did you come from?
Yes, sir. So I'm born and raised in San Antonio. My roots run deep on the east side. Mother, grandmother, great-grandmother raised on the east side, so we've been here many generations. And I grew up on the north side of San Antonio. So it was my goal and my intentions to remain in the city and, use my profession to give back and contribute to my community.
There are many people today that don't really understand about what you do and which areas to take, because some take myself for an example. I was the first one that you asked me a question. Well, how do you feel? I said, well, I think I have some pain, but maybe that's just my imagination. And your response to me was, if you didn't have it before, you need to look into it.
That's right. So I handle injury claims, as a lot of people out there know, and a lot of times this involves car accidents. Mm-hmm. So San Antonio, booming city, a lot of cars out there on the road. We have a lot of car accidents. And what that results in are people being injured. So, a lot of times after a car accident, people don't know really what to do. Private physicians oftentimes will not see you if you're involved in a car accident. They don't want to be involved in it. So many times you need an attorney just to see a doctor, just to get treatment outside of going to the ER. After that, you're kind of left stranded. So, what I try to inform my clients is basically you want to get checked on to make sure you're okay. The spinal cord is a delicate part of the body. And when you're in a car accident, you're susceptible to sustaining a spinal cord injury. So it's important to get the diagnostic exams, to see the doctor, just to make sure you're not going to have any problems in the future. And even if you feel fine after an accident, there could be a week that passes, a month, maybe even a year before you start having back pain, neck pain, and you're trying to figure out what in the world is going on, when in actuality that could have been the result of that accident.
And if you don't look into it right then and there, and then, as you said, later on, it could come back on you. Are you able to look back at it now, but if you didn't contact an attorney or if you didn't look into it or take care of it then and there, do you lose out?
So that's a good question, and the answer can be a little complex, but technically you have 2 years after an accident to file your lawsuit or your claim. What's known as the statute of limitations. So you have 2 years after the incident to preserve your claim. That being said, if you wait to get medical treatment for, say, 6 months to a year, it's going to be very difficult to convince an insurance company that your injury was the result of an accident that occurred 6 months to a year prior. So it's very important to jump on it as soon as it happens. Get documentation, get paperwork, see a doctor, make sure you preserve your claim.
Now, I know we're talking about car accidents, but you also cover other areas. But now, there are some people that have had accidents and on their job.
Sure.
And they didn't take advantage of it because of the fact I might lose my job.
Sure.
Are there any protections on that area?
So when you get injured on the job, there's what's called workers' comp a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
If your employer has workers' comp, they are protected from personal injury claims. So the workman's comp legal system is a little different than the civil litigation personal injury legal system. So if your employer has workers' comp, you can't file a claim against them in civil court like you would be able to a third party. However, if your employer does not have workers' comp, then you are able to file a claim against your employer for the injuries you sustained. Whether or not that will affect your position or employment is another issue, and that's something I would need to discuss with that particular individual. But that is something that I would consult them on, guide them on, and we'd figure out the best game plan for them.
There are questions that I'm asking, but those of you that are listening by Facebook Live or by way of the internet, if you have questions right now that you would like to ask, feel free to call 210-785-9227. That's 210-785-9227, and he's open to answer your questions as well, because we're living in a time now you don't know who's who or what's what. Okay? In your service in the community, what doors have you opened that other doors have not been opened?
So I don't know if I've opened up any new doors, but what I'm trying to do is continue to leave a positive legacy in our community, to pass that on to the next generation. There have been people before us who have contributed to the community, who have trailblazed and laid the groundwork of positivity, of encouragement, trying to train our youth up in the right way, just trying to be a positive influence in a world that, oftentimes is full of negativity, just trying to be a light in the darkness. And that's really all that I'm trying to do. I want to make sure that the youth of San Antonio know that they can be anything they want to be, that, there are people here in the city that can support them, can help them, can guide them if they feel alone, if they might not have the background at home that they would need to potentially accomplish their goals, whether it's going to school, getting education, getting a job. There are resources here in this city that will help them, and I just want to be one of those resources. And, I want to do everything I can to help folks. That's why I started my nonprofit. I have a nonprofit organization called Mack to the Future. Okay. And we partner up with different organizations in town, Boys and Girls Club, YMCA, things of that nature, to provide resources.
Okay. San Antonio and global listeners, I'm talking to Attorney Mack. Yes, and he's not only macking on the being an attorney, but he's an inspirational speaker. He's a motivator. He is an entrepreneur. Can I say that?
Absolutely. It's business. It's business as well, sir.
And he is reaching out, not only to the young people, but as well as from the young all the way to the elderly. But one of the things that he's letting people know, you are somebody, so you can stand up. You can stand out. You can be all that you can be. And we're not talking about in the army, but in the neighborhood that you're in. What is it that you would like for the community to know?
I would like for the community to know I'm here. I need everyone in the community to know I'm here and to pass the word on. If they ever need my services, and I'm not just talking about being injured. I have people that call me all the time with legal issues, and if I can't be the one to take their case or to help them, I have colleagues, I have resources that I can use to help them. So I want the community to know that I'm here. I'm always willing to help. I'm always willing to partner up with different organizations, with different folks. Of course, I love being here at KROV. Love hanging out with you guys. So I just need people to pass the word on and to let them know that Mack Injury Attorneys is in San Antonio, and we're here to represent and contribute.
Okay, now I'm going to touch a little bases because now I don't want to, those of you that may call, you're going to first talk to the secretary. And one of the questions that they ask, is this legal or is it unlegal? And so how should one respond to that? Because if they don't already have a legal matter with you, and it's like, well, he said I can get in touch with him, how would...
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have a potential legal issue, give my office a call. The number is 210-333-MACK. That's 210-333-6225. Or go on my website, www.333mac.com. You can chat with someone on my site, or you can call in, chat with a live person, and if you can't get guidance at that particular time, someone will take a message, and either myself or one of my lawyers will get in touch with you.
Okay, San Antonio, once again, we're talking, and Facebook Live, we're talking to Attorney Mack, and he's a man that stands out, a man that means business. He's not just talking, he's not slipping and sliding, peeping and hiding, but he lets you exactly know who he is, what he's about, and what he's going to do. He's a man of his word. Now, Attorney Mack, here in San Antonio, but how far out do you reach?
It's a great question. So I practice all over the state. I've got cases in Houston, El Paso, North Texas, all the way down to the border. So I am far-reaching. I will go wherever I need to go in the state. Of course, I'm licensed in the state of Texas. So I practice everywhere in the state. I've got an office in Houston. I have an office in Midland. So I've got an office west, east, central. So I'm ready to take care of business no matter where it is in the state.
Okay. So if you're out of town, hey, there's a man that's in town. If you're around town, he's still in town. And if you're in town, he's on the northeast side of town. Would you like to give the address?
Sure. Address is 1777 Northeast Loop 410, Suite 600. That's 1777 Northeast Loop 410, Suite 600. We're in the Jefferson Bank Building.
And once again, give that number.
Yes, sir. 210-333-6225 is the number you can call.
He's the man. He's the man that's here for you, San Antonio, and across the state. All you got to do, I just got to pick on this once again. The number to call is
210-333-MACK. That's 210-333-6225. Save it in your cell phones.
And before we go, before you leave, are there any shout-outs that you would like to share?
Just want to shout out to KROV. Thank you for providing this platform for folks in the community to just provide a voice and let people know that they exist. Thank you for providing this wonderful music. Of course, we don't have many options when it comes to gospel, jazz, R&B, but you guys are the trailblazers, and you're providing that to the community, and it's much needed. So I want to say thank you for that.
He said that we are a trailblazer right here in the city of San Antonio, and we're glad to be just that. But right now, listen to this.
This is attorney Nathaniel Mack from Mack Injury Attorneys, and you're listening to the hottest station in South Texas, the Raymond Gospel Express on KROVFM.com.
All aboard the Rhema Gospel Express. All aboard the Rhema Gospel Express. Keep it big in Jesus.
San Antonio and global listeners, Sunday, May the 3rd, our special guest on Rhema Gospel Express will be Mr. Amen Goes Right There. Many of you have seen him on the Bobby Jones Show. I'm talking about none other than Dr. Everett Dr.
That's no place to call a home. Nah, for so many, hope is gone. So much sickness everywhere. Seems as if no one cares. Heaven, please help us all. Yeah, it's all for one and one for all.
And May the 10th at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, our special guest will be, he's a phenomenal one, gospel artist, Dr. Milton Bigram. Oh yes, this train will start moving at 6 a.m. That's every Sunday morning. Be there. Woo! 6 a.m. we will start off with my co-host out of Ohio, talking about none other than Nina Taylor, playing many of the very best in gospel music. Don't delay, be on time. Oh yes, it's going to be going down on KROVFM.com. We're reaching around the globe.
What a fellowship.